The biggest problem for Bali is the conditions in general of the house in tropical climate. You stay beyond your house and you really take care of it. Otherwise, it's gonna be tough. So the most important part before the marketing starts to do a very big selection. To be very honest, we choose targets also medium, high luxury level. It's just because we want to keep our standards. I have to say Instagram, Facebook, and Google they are the main channels. I have to say Facebook in Bali in particular is the main platform. A lot of new families, they move here, they see that the market is actually interesting, and so they start maybe renovating a house. We prefer to renovate and build from scratch.
That makes sense.
We can preserve a little bit the green that if it disappears,
Yeah.
then it becomes different. Even it's very natural and normal.
Yeah.
Well, come to give a look. But in general, yes, the first things to do is just to come here and feel it.
Yeah. So, you're the owner of La Chance Real Estate in Bali, Indonesia. Now, most of my audience is US based. So, US real estate agents, US brokers. Can you give me just a high level overview of what it's like to be an agent in Bali?
Yes, sure, absolutely. Well, it's a different world we were talking about before, Andrew. It has its own rules. It moves at its own pace. So it's something really unique, and you need to be here at least for a while, I guess, to really get the sense of what being an agent in Bali it is. But with that said, it's an emotional, dynamic status. Of course, I'm not agent myself, but we have a structure behind. So the most important thing is to get flexible. I mean, we don't have to stuck on our principles that we get back from our cultures, but be open to understand and to become part of this reality, which is, as we said, different in many aspects, but at the end very flexible, very fast, and possible to adapt to many different cultures also, because the language is not a barrier. Here it's easy to relate, and of course what I suggest to anyone that want to start here is to be very selective and give attention and consequently also investments to what it really worth, where there is everything clear, so stated under the laws, and follow the protocols, because it could become then tricky if, as we know, many people try to do here things a little bit hidden, or let's try to do this in Bali. Exactly. I don't suggest to take it so lightly, but to approach the market in a very serious way. Also because it's possible to do good numbers, good results from it, but I think respect the locals and respect the laws. It's something that we need to have clear in mind from the beginning.
Yeah. I think just from being here for a little bit, like Bali is very like ebb and flow, like it's kind of just go with the flow, if you will. And so like I feel like real estate follows that. Whereas like US, it's like deal, sign the buyer's agreement, or listing agreement, get it listed, wait until you can post it on the multiple listing service, or like post it publicly. Then you can market it, and it's like a very like this. Whereas Bali's very like, just like do it, bro.
Yes, I think it's very practical, right? So yes, it's true that being a little bit of bureaucracy it's important in general, but at the end it slows down a lot of process. So I'm very agree with you saying that this process should be faster, and here in Bali that's true. So a listing agreement is very fast, photos publishing it in a matter of days. So absolutely, from someone finish his own house to have it in the market, it's very quickly, and sometimes luckily also for us easy to find also customer, especially we were talking about rentals, because there is there is not low season, high season here, especially for residential or semi-residential people, because March is the same of August. I mean, there is people that want to stay 3, 6 months, 1 year. So it's not really connected to a period of the year. We have example in Europe like Ibiza or other places like Sardinia, which are very seasonal, So here actually is not. So even for an investment of to live inside and sublease and do these kind of things, the market is really steady and good. But I agree with you also that prices in general and they are very fluctuating. So there is a lot of changing in the market. So staying updated is fundamental, and it's important to be knowing prices, information, because they are actually changing pretty quick.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the point.
What is like, so you mentioned speed as well in the deals, like from someone wanting to list with you to closing, like what is that average time, do you think?
Well, it always depends on the property,
Yeah.
on the price. So it's really depending. When you find the right price for the right property in Bali, everything happens very fast. So if you target a bit lower than the market, even faster. So it really depends the positioning of the price compared to the quality, because now we know that the people is coming to Bali is not the people that is coming 10, 15 years ago. So we have people that is looking for quality. We have people looking for modern. We have people looking for loft or apartments. So a word that completely changed also in Bali, where before it was only big villas and huge properties. So it's just shifting a lot and changing a lot, and the prices too. So depending not only on the season high and low, but also on the amount of people in the determinate period, or in the amount of villas that, for example, now has been built, which is pretty insane. So the market in general and the price went down a bit because of the a lot of the offer that is on the market. So easy as that, demand has been not enough for a period. So in general, the prices went a little bit down, but I have to say in the last years they stabilized a lot, which is also good for us compared to previous period. Like after COVID, there has been from the bottom to the top, to the medium, to the bottom, and so on. So let's say is a bit better now. So there are not changes, of course, thanks God, but still very fluctuating. It's very movable, so need to be super updated and have, in case of your target audience, someone that really is able to follow the market and the movements.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, Bali is just a very different market. Do you have any experience in other parts of Indonesia or just Bali?
Well, we have different properties also listed in Flores, in Gilis, in Lombok. So it is a market that we are interested in, but I have to say more in the long run. Bali is today, so for us, especially the area where we stay, but in general also Uluwatu, Ubud, Canggu, the main region, that's where it plays the game, and especially a lot of people telling me like Bali is completely built, and I understand the concern. I really deeply understand, and also I in part agree. Even maybe if I shouldn't say that there are too much building at the moment. There is too much developments, especially for complex with small units, which I don't think is the main target. But in any case, we are open to accept anything on the market, and we are curious to see the developments always. So in this case, I would say that anyway, Bali is leading also Southeast Asia, if we want to say it, because there is not many other islands that can have a story like Bali has.
That's true.
So that's why I see stability. I see a lot of positive future things in the market that can happen in Bali. But the main point was, yes, it's true, there is a lot of developments in these 4-5 areas. Thanks God, the rest of Bali still maintains his own nature, his own green. So it's not true that coming in Bali now is like coming to a big city, because
Yeah.
it's not, but it's the message that a lot of people try to send a little bit, but just wanted to clarify that if you
Yeah.
want to go to Kintamani or Lovina, or there are many at Bedugul, many other
Yeah.
locations here around where there is a lot of nature, and it's
I
not
mean, like,
built.
even up in Ubud.
Ubud.
Yeah. Like, even up there is pretty green.
It's very historical. So I mean, there is a lot of going on also in Ubud, in Uluwatu. So we know some recent stories too. So it's true that maybe in these areas there has been over constructed.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. But it's where people wants to live. So it's where there are the services, is where there are the hospital, the schools, and everything else. So makes sense that at the end the conglomerate goes to these 2, 3, 4 areas. And I understand that it's growing because people need place to live. So at the end, it's something natural. Sometimes I say to everyone, guys, every city where we live in Europe, in US, was countryside. So we need to be needs to be aware that the things change and grows, and so also Bali cannot. It's part of this.
That makes sense. Yeah, because even I guess the guys that I know were like, even like 2 or 3 years ago, it was like very green. Like there were just fields everywhere. Like if you go 5 minutes out of Canggu, it's just rice fields. Whereas now it's like that's not as much the case. I guess kind of on that, like Bali's market is definitely growing. We're switching more to like short-term rentals, like the smaller apartment style kind of thing. But how are you marketing your listings? Like, because I know you have a decent social media presence on, I know at least Instagram. I don't know about like Facebook or anything like that. But what are you doing to take the property from, okay, we listed it, to getting renters or buyers?
So there is a part before, yes, we list it, because we are lucky probably, but you can't imagine how many people write us to publish their listing every single day. So the most important part before the marketing starts is to do a very big selection. So be very honest, I think is the key also with the owners. We choose a target also, medium, high luxury level. So we want to be specific on that one especially. So it's difficult sometimes to say no to a gentle request by an owner to publish, but it's not because we are superstar. It's just because we want to keep our standards, and I don't want complaint from the clients also. Mm-hmm. So before to start any sort of marketing dialogue, I think it's important to for any agency starting to get the proper listing. Just don't accept anyone, because sometimes people want to finish the house fast and cheap. I understand also all that. We are not developers, but we know many, and I know that many, they try to save money and do cheap things, which is a bad idea for Bali, because with the weather and everything, quality is the must, is the key to get, Don't stay there to maintain the house every day. For what concerns the marketing, absolutely. Once we have this very good selection, we decide which house to promote. Then yes, I have to say Instagram, Facebook, and Google is the main. They are the main channels. Our website is going well. I have to say Facebook. In Bali in particular is the main platform, especially for the rentals, but in general I have to say that Facebook still in Bali, compared to other nations where I have worked, I have been, is still very strong. It's still very strong, and I have to say that for us at least has been our best channel to conflate clients. So I have to say that these three, then of course we're expanding a little bit TikTok, YouTube, but I have to say the main part is have a good website, Facebook as main, and Instagram. And then, of course, we have our office to just be
Yeah.
safe and clear that everyone can find us. And also that as an importance, I saw in the years before we didn't have an office. And once we have opened, we start to hire a few guys. I saw that also it was shifting a little bit the consideration that people had.
I think it just adds like professional. You
Yeah,
know? Like
I think so.
if they see you have an office, they're like, oh, okay, these guys are like legit.
Yeah,
Whereas,
because as you said, there are many people investing also from abroad. There are a
Yeah.
lot of people, so at least they have a physical requirement, physical place where to find us, or I mean, where to sit down and sign an agreement.
Exactly.
So it's always cool to work online and everything, but I think, especially here, if you want to do this job, to have a physical office, it makes the difference.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Makes sense. So you're mostly on Facebook, Instagram, and Google. Why don't we'll start with Google. That's like my domain is Google. So why don't we like drill down on that as well? So like you have your website. What are you doing to actually mark the listing on Google?
Okay, that's a good question for
Yeah.
for my partners, especially
Yeah.
because I don't follow technically the ads and the promotion through Google.
Fair enough.
So I can be very helpful with the
Yeah.
details on this one. What we know is that having almost 200 properties listed in our website it needs a lot of exposure, and so we of course make ads, Google ads, to get more attention. And instead, for what regards Facebook, I'm a bit more prepared, but usually are short-term ads and promotion, because there are so many things moving in the market that sometimes it's enough like to promote it for a few days and have this kind of reaction. Differently for Instagram, that works better instead of long-term promotion, at least with us. Then I can imagine that other people can work differently, but yeah, the approach is a bit this one with the social media, especially Facebook. There is a stronger advertisement, let's say, for shorter term, and instead Instagram lighter investment for longer periods, especially. So
I'm assuming, are you just boosting posts?
we do that. We do post also through our agents inside the company, so they have also their own channel that, of course, since they start to work with us, they can publish, they can rely on their clientele. So that's another way to say it. But for me, let's say WhatsApp in general and private knowledge of the market and of the people, especially in a place like Bali, it's some game changer. I mean, so
I feel like wouldn't there be a lot of like foreign investors as well that just like find you from Facebook or Instagram or Googling it or whatever, that would find you online?
I didn't understand the first part of the
Like
question.
foreign investors.
Foreign investors.
Yeah.
Well, it's the most of is the majority for sure. They are all foreigners. Some of them, I have to say, they have a little bit more experience and a lot of new newbies, a lot of new guys coming, a lot of new families. You know, that they move here, they see that the market is actually interesting, and so they start maybe renovating a house. You know, a lot of people do renovations. So we also like to do it as a company. We did few projects for clients. You know, I think it's very important. It's is a point, I guess. We prefer to renovate than build from scratch. You know, it's there is a lot of building. I know that the quality needs to be improved, but I think there is a lot of potential in some of the property that are still out there, and so renovating them instead of just destroying another land to build one, I think it's important. That's why we don't do actually development with our company directly, but we do renovations because I think that's more sustainable. First of all. And there is still a lot of good deals out there to make, and a lot of potentials to be developed from some of the local villas or
Yeah.
properties that are still, big land, maybe nice landscapes
Yeah.
and stuff like that, instead of all these complex, which I do respect. I understand deeply why people is doing it, but from my point of view, I prefer, these other. I think is my opinion is just the renovations
Fair enough. Yeah.
um,
So,
are a game changer.
interesting. So if you're more on the renovation side, like, are other people in the business more on the building side then?
Yeah, there are
Okay.
absolutely. There are, let's say, most of my clients they're gonna hate me also in this moment, but no, it's just my opinion that of course they are more on development, but I also understand. I can also understand them because they have a standard quality also in their buildings.
Yeah.
So that needs to start from the foundation till the roof.
Yes.
So for some kind of construction, some kind of buildings, some kind of villas, I understand that it's necessary to actually start from the ground,
Okay.
start from zero. So, of course, it's very separate. There is a lot of people that they prefer to do that. Or what I suggest is take maybe 2-3 lands of or 2-3 old building and
Yeah.
make one big, for example, make a complex. So try
Yeah.
not to destroy a rice field, but get, 2-3 old school property that the owner wants to rent or sell and do it there. So
That makes
we
sense.
can preserve a little bit the green that if it disappears,
Yeah.
then it becomes different. Even as we said, it's very natural and normal that
Yeah.
the process
just
is
a
like
building.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I wanted to ask you as well about like company structure. Like, how many people do you have in the chance right now?
So actually, La Chance is composed from 4 people
4 people. Okay.
as partners. I'm the
Yeah.
director. There is my wife also inside, and 2 other partners, which they follow mostly, also Italian, which they follow mostly the management side.
Okay.
So we do as part of our company, management work. So we do have investors from abroad that
Makes sense.
tell us like we
Interesting.
don't not doing
Yeah.
daily because we don't do it and we don't want to do it. There is other people
Yeah.
much more prepared, and I don't want to be part of that market. We want to work with residential people, but we do have for few villas. I have these 2 partners which they are meant to follow everything, So
Yeah.
from a lamp to the pool state for the garden work, everything, and so these investors are pretty happy to work with us, even because we really select few properties, quality properties that can give us a little bit of peace of mind when we rent
Yeah.
them, because when we're involved directly with management, then you are
Then you know.
365 on it 24/7. So we need to give this standard because it's my
Makes sense.
company
Yeah.
on the line. So if we do it, we want to do it at the top.
Mm.
Otherwise, we said no also to some beautiful villas. Some owners angry with me also
Yeah.
there because I prefer to say no because maybe there was a huge construction beside or there was some other problems in the house structurally. So we don't want to get involved in situations that are not clear or not
Makes sense.
or not totally fine. More than that, we have other 2 people. One guy is concentrated Indonesian local guy that we hired already a year ago almost, or a little bit more, that is following all the marketing part, especially
Okay.
uh, also on the photograph drone outside
Interesting.
part,
Yeah.
and then some back office, of course, to elaborate and to help us, especially on the Instagram platform.
Yeah.
And then we have another agent at the moment, the local agent, which is helping me a lot, of course. And does all the commercial part, all the visits, all the recruitment of also finding new villas and especially as clients in our case. So for the moment we're happy. Wants to grow more, and for sure we will need more people working. But for now the structure is this one. Let's say so we are already 6 people. But slow by slow, we want to become more. That's for sure. But I have to say, we are with the time we are taking the measures, and we are in a good team, structurally well. So we're happy of what is happening actually at the moment.
Yeah. So you're more management then, or less management?
No, less management.
Less management. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. So our main business is intermediation and rentals or in sales. So
Okay.
usually
That makes sense.
a lot of people, not usually, every day contact me. As I told you, we do this big selection, and then from there we decide what to take between rentals, sales. Of course, we have more rentals because we are a younger company, so for sure we develop more skills on the rentals where we are strong, or between the strongest, I think, in the Bali market at the moment, and leasehold, freehold, I mean the sales, which is already a very complicated, busy market with big company already that is investing, also international company. So there is much more conflation and attention, of course, because it's there where there are the real money at the end of the story. So that's mostly what we do is recovering the best properties that there are available in marine, medium, high luxury level, and just promote them in the best way. So we are very attentive to which kind of video we do, which kind of photo we do, the way we prepare the descriptions, how to communicate. That's why then the people, it's when they come to see our places, they already prepared. We have we send them a video tour. So
makes sense.
They are not coming there and they are like not recognizing the place, because sometimes it's happened also these there are some very beautiful photos, but then when they enter the clients, they are pretty surprised that the house is not exactly like that. So it's just choosing, as I think in most of the jobs in general, or when you're an entrepreneur, quality over quantity, and try to focus on that. So mostly, as I said, rentals, sales, management with few selected companies, and renovations for foreign clients, or for clients that does other job and they don't have time to renovate their own villas. There we are strong, and we suggest always, even though it's not our favorite part of the business, we suggest always some developers in case someone wants to build also from scratch.
So like your business right now, it sounds like it's going really well. Like you have a ton of people coming in, you're kind of like picking and choosing who's coming into the business, which is actually very atypical of real estate in the US. Like most people just kind of take it. What's your biggest problem then? Like, is it finding buyers? Is it finding people to rent? Because I know, like, someone's gonna rent, they're likely not gonna rent for as long as they would in the U.S. So, like, what's your biggest problem right now?
Well, the biggest problem in general for Bali is the conditions in general of the house and the maintenance of the house. So that's for sure is the first one, because tropical climate, we know that is an headache. So or you stay behind your house and you really take care of it. Otherwise, it's gonna be tough. So
interesting.
The problem sometimes comes. They are not our properties too, so sometimes they look perfect also structurally, but then there is an infiltration from somewhere and you cannot know it, So at the end, the problem comes back to us, even though we are not responsible directly. So that's, I think, the problem that we can say that is the main one probably in Bali, between crack leaking, a little bit of mold, and and also construction wise. So the problem to have a lot of construction beside, I see some of my clients needs to lower the prices, or operate in a different way. Maybe they wanted to do yearly, but they have to do monthly now, because a person will never rent a house for a year or two when there is a big construction just started beside, So that's why also it's problematic, because we love long-term rentals, as is in the culture here. But I understand also clients, I say, okay, guys, but I want to understand a little bit what is happening also. So let me live inside 1 or 2 months before to take a decision. So I'm a bit sorry about this, because before it was a very fluid market where people was going. If the house was good, they were just taking, buying, renting it.
Okay.
Now they are evaluating more factors, also because a lot of times this investment is not for themselves. Both ways, they are interested to understand what is happening. But a lot of people, start to doing, they take a house, they put it on Airbnb, thinking it's the easiest thing of the world. But also there, the competition is insane. And if you have a construction, 2-3 reviews speaking about it, and you already lost your momentum. So it seems very easy from outside. And it's easier than other markets, as we spoke, in terms of bureaucracy and other things. But anyway, you need to pay attention to too many details. Also here.
I mean, real estate in general is very detail oriented. Like the minor things make the world of difference.
I totally agree.
Leak on the house. Mold's coming soon. Like things like that, you have to be very cautious of.
Absolutely, I agree. And also, since the level is increasing here and improving, also in the finishing of the villas, I can see that's makes all the difference. A carpet or a decoration or a standing lamp beside another one that is more empty. It just makes a lot of difference, because people start to look more and more in details. And so a washing machine or not, or a dryer, whatever, these are all upgrades that Bali starts to live in the last years, and the people start to look into it. Absolutely. So I totally agree with you about this. That from the details of the contract until the details of the decorations of the bathroom, that everything matters.
I think you see that a lot less in the States right now, especially post COVID, just due to the fact of the market is really, really bad for listings. Like there's constantly people trying to buy properties, but there just aren't properties to buy or rent or whatever. And so just prices just keep going up and up and up and up and up, and quality keeps going down and down and down. Whereas like the opposite seems to be here,
Yes, I guess so. I have to say that in the last 2-3 years especially, we're seeing a lot of very well done properties and buildings, and structurally I speak, because yes, it's important the details, but without a good structure, a good foundation, it's difficult to build anything, as in life, as for a house. So it's important that this is very clear, that now here we look at quality more. And in general, the quality of the building and aesthetically and also structurally is improving. So this, at the end, is good news. Of course, with this kind of property, the price too goes up. But for someone coming from somewhere else that has the possibility to pay, is happy to have this kind of product now. Because before there wasn't. There was a wooden house. There was a lot of joglo, a lot of very traditional, beautiful, big, also in terms of garden places. But at the end, for a long-term stay, it was becoming a little bit difficult. So even for this, the big shift on the enclosed living room, for example. So before, we used to live outside in the rain. Now, of course, also this is changing a lot. So everyone wants enclosed living, enclosed kitchen, to just try to live more like back home, bit, if you allow me to say it. But that's really matter to people. So security, enclosing spaces is something also that people pay attention to.
That makes sense. Well, I don't have anything else for you. Those are kind of all my questions.
Fantastic.
So, for people who watched the podcast fully, where would you like to send them?
Well, come to Bali, guys. Give a look what's happening here, because I know we are very far and very in the bottom of the world, probably, but there is a lot of opportunities. There is a lot of things going on. So we will be more than happy to give some explanation to help out in the process of knowing better the market. But in general, yes, the first things to do is just to come here and feel it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's my suggestion for today.
Yeah, no, Bali's great, especially the investment side. From what I hear, it is some of the highest ever. And yeah, like just look up LeChance Real Estate. That works as well.
Yes.
Figure send them there.
Exactly. Absolutely, Andrew. Thank you so
All right,
much.
thank you.
And yeah,
That was fun.
it was fun.